You get it? Hey guys, Jim here with another Transformers review video, and today we have Masterpiece Starscream, the Hasbro release recently, MPO7. First, this box is big and it's gorgeous and I love it. I love the Hasbro Masterpiece boxes that they're doing nowadays with the big bold white logo on the side, Transformers logo on the side in red, the kind of separate banner with the character art, even like some of the detail on the back that's glossy and raised. Multilingual bio on the side. You got some product images on the back. It's very complex in kind of its art style, but very simplistic in the amount of content on here. And that's kind of like the opposite of the Takara boxes, where they're very simple on the art, but very complex with like a lot of product images and information on the boxes. And this box is huge, but unlike the Masterpiece Prowl release, or even the Masterpiece Grimlock release that Hasbro did, the size of the box is completely warranted, because this is a pretty big guy in jet mode. Speak of the devil, here we have Screamer right here in his jet mode, and as I said, it's a big jet mode. Here's the jet mode compared to Masterpiece Prime. It really flattens out and widens out. I was legitimately taken aback when I first opened this guy and saw how huge it was! Well, I mean, jets are big, so I guess it kind of fits. But this is just a beautiful jet. Why don't we take a bit of a closer look at this jet. You'll notice that there are some panel line issues with the actual toy bits, but they kind of fit with the panel lining detail of the jet. There's a lot of nice molded in detail on this guy. A lot of little rivets and panel lines that really work well. And just overall, a very beautifully done jet. Not very underheavy, very sleek on the bottom, which is very appreciated. And this jet even has some features, like this opening cockpit. And inside you'll find a tiny, tiny little pilot. In fact, I intend on collecting 21 of them. Fits inside there on a seat. You can close that up. You can also open the nose cone and show the little radar dish. And as to be expected, you have flip out landing gear in the front and the rear right there. So you can kind of, come in for a landing. You got this kind of air brake right here. Also, these front bits go down. Heck, even the flaps back here, which partially help with transformation, are very reminiscent of the flaps on the back of an actual jet. Overall, a lot of jet features. Overall, this is a very beautiful vehicle mode, but not without some issues. The nose cone piece right here flops off really easily. Just the tiniest little nudge. It doesn't really securely pop in. And maybe that's just mold degradation, because this is the 50 billionth use of some form of this Starscream mold. But still, I wish it was just clip in a little tighter. Also, it comes with these missile pieces that you can attach underneath the wings. But I'm not going to do that because that requires a bit of fiddling that I don't want to do. Also, he comes with this nice stand that says the word Starscream and holds the missiles on the stand, so you have a place to put them when you're not using them, like I don't use them. This review's getting long enough. Let's go ahead and get him into robot mode. And here we have Starscream in his robot mode on his included stand. But yeah, this guy is kind of completely awesome. He's literally everything you could possibly ask for in a Starscream figure. He's just a beautiful chunk of gray and red and blue. He has a gimmick or two in this mode too, including Tita missiles. And his main gimmick is just his flare. He just looks fantastic. Starting off with this very nice angular chinned face. And this has sculpted the beautifully painted red eyes. There's great attention to detail here, including the metallic paint on the arms that has that kind of metal flake finish. Now we have it kind of zoomed in. Let's take a look at the articulation. The head is on a hinged neck joint and a ball joint at the top of that hinge. So you get quite a nice range of movement there. The arms are on universal joints. They go out and in, and they rotate up and down. A nice wide up angle. They could go 360 around if the wings weren't quite in the way. It's a nice heavy ratchet. double jointed elbow that bends all the way up with a nice little piston detail. These beautiful null rays are articulated as well, so you can get them however you want. The wings are also articulated in that they can swivel up at the top here, and they can go back and forward. But you have to be careful because moving it like this can untab it from the back. The wrists rotate inward from transformation. These three fingers are together on a ball joint and together on a knuckle hinge, and the front finger has its own ball joint, knuckle, and top knuckle. And the thumb is articulated. Now it gets to the part where the articulation isn't quite as good, and that's the waist down. So while there is a built-in hinge for his waist, everything in his chest gets completely in the way of that. So you can't actually rotate his waist really. And that's a shame. There's a hip forward, and while the skirt kind of gets in the way, the leg compensates for it really well, and it can almost go straight out. And there's a double jointed knee that can technically get good angles, it's just that it's kind of clunky, and it's a very solid joint, so it's hard to move. The toes kind of articulate, so you can kind of get it at a different angle if you're wanting to do them at a wider stance. That's pretty much about it. And that's pretty much your Starscream. The Hasbro release right here didn't quite come with any more robot mode accessories other than the stand, which is a bit unfortunate, but let's face it, this figure pulls it off without really needing any accessories. Like, he has the weapons in his iconic null rays on the side of his arms, which are beautifully done here, and there's enough upper body and knee articulation to where you can get this guy in some pretty great, natural, sinister poses. This is a fantastic masterpiece. If you don't have any versions of this mold, which there are like a bajillion out there, do yourself a service and get one. Whether it be Acid Storm, or Thundercracker, or Skywarp, or Starscream, pretty much. Yeah, the Masterpiece Secret Mold is a fantastic one, and I personally think Starscream wears it best. It was top prize at the dog show. The only real shortcoming of this guy is a bit of looseness in vehicle mode, and a lack of like good feet articulation. Other than that, he's like a really solid figure. Might I say, an A+ figure. But yeah, that was my review for Starscream. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side.